Here we are, once again, live on the Hemptations Beach page on Facebook, the High Noon Hemp Show, every Wednesday, noon Eastern Time. I'm, of course, Joe Clare. And joining us from Hemptations Hemp Quarters, it is Beach. How are things up north, Beach?
Everything is great up here. It's cold.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 11 of the High Noon Hemp Show. It is high noon on Wednesday, and so we are here talking
Indeed.
to you, unless you're watching later, and just think about going back in time. It's like time travel.
Talking to you no matter where you are.
That's right. We are talking to you no matter what time, wherever it is in time, I should say that you are.
Yes.
We are
We're
talking
there for
to you.
Always.
And so we are happy to be here on this cold day, I suppose. And so anyway, but I did want to, yeah, that's right. We're inside. It could be a lot worse. We could be fighting fires out in California, which sucks, man. That's really
brutal stuff.
They have just been, unfortunately, fire has not been kind to them this year. I know there's some ironic joke about them legalizing cannabis for personal use and the state being on fire, but I don't want to joke about it because, man, it's too much, man. It's just a lot of fire. But, it's nature. I hope that, we don't find out that this was at the very least an act of vandalism, because nature will do that. And California has been going through a drought for like a long time.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we are inside from the cold here to talk about hemp. So let's get to talking about hemp. This week in the stores, relative to what's going on in the stores anyway, let everybody know we have fresh Evo bars in, and they have 3 new protein bars. And I've done their product on Spotlight, so I'm going to tell you, they have 3 new protein bars that are just, they're unbelievably delicious. It's like cookie dough and mocha chip and something else.
Wow.
And so, those are fresh in the stores this week. We also got a new fresh order from Satori Movement, clothing wise, socks, what they have in, some winter caps, beanies, and whatnot. And so that's fresh stocked in the stores for the winter, for the coldness. Get in and get one of these new Hemp Satori beanies to keep your ears and head warm. I grabbed one and wore one the other day. Of course I did. But, the leaf ones will not last long. I guarantee you that. And so, know that that's going to be true. But they come in different colors and plain and whatnot as well, if you don't want to wear the hemp leaf around on your head everywhere, because I understand sometimes people like to hide their hemp. Yeah. You don't want people to necessarily know because the leaf translates differently in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah. You can still be warm.
And so, that's the important part. That's right. You'll be warm. And we also got in a fresh order of Earthly Body products, lotions and whatnot, and so that's just in time for the holiday shopping season. No matter what holidays you are celebrating, Earthly Body stuff is always a good product. Gets dry in the winter. Their lotion is awesome. All their products are awesome. We've carried Earthly Body for a long time, and we will never not carry Earthly Body unless tragically something happens to them. Which I don't see, because they are a very successful hemp company and have been for a very long time. And so that's what's going on in the old Hemptations world, so to speak.
Hemptations.com, of course, for store locations.
Hemptations.com.
Holiday shopping. Get to it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I highly recommend it. And I'll talk about that a little bit specific in the news segment even. No, I guess we should talk about it now because this is more related to Temptations. We will be having a a Green Friday sale. Most people call it Black Friday. I don't know why. I don't understand. I haven't looked it up, but I feel like it should be called Green Friday
I
because
think
you're
it has something
saving
to do, and I
green.
may be wrong. People can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it has something to do with businesses getting themselves into the black because they have such a good day, but that may be totally wrong.
I can see that. Someone else brought up the financial relativity to the color black, and so
It's
I
very
think that
depressing, nonetheless.
yeah, right, I guess. And so anyway, we call it Green Friday. So the day after Hempsgiving, as I likes to call it, day after Hempsgiving, we will celebrate Green Friday, and we will also celebrate Small Business Saturday. And so we will have store-wide sale on hemp products for sure. And we'll kind of see about everything else. And so if you want to check some people off your list early, again, come in. It will be the only sale we will have for the holidays. That is for sure. Come in, celebrate. I don't know. Enjoy saving some green
It's something to celebrate.
and being green by supporting hemp and the planet. Green Friday. And of course, I think we're a small business. I will always consider us a small business, in my opinion, because we are a small business. I guess it's. And so we like to we'll give back on Small Business Saturday as well. And there you have it. Okay, so we got Green Friday and Small Business Saturday out of the way. We will be here Hempsgiving Eve at high noon.
Indeed.
See if we can. I'm going to look up some. I can probably think of some Hempsgiving, some reasons why some people would be thankful to hemp.
Absolutely.
That came and immigrated to this country however many years ago that was. And so I'm going to put some thought to that. So stay tuned. Be here next week to find out what hemp means to Hempsgiving.
That's right.
Correct, sir. Okay, let's move on to the good old product spotlight. And in today's product spotlight, we will start with love these guys. You've seen them before on what are you wearing, Beach? And these are the jackets. We just got some. We have some t-shirts from Hemp Hoodlam, some zip-up hoodies. But their stuff is the real deal. If you are a person that gets cold in the winter, I would get in on Green Friday or Small Business Saturday and take advantage of the deals personally on these. If not, tell someone that really loves you. They aren't cheap, but they will be really marked down then. And so that's the good old Hemp Hoodlam from the Netherlands, Amsterdam area. And then the next is the Blue Ridge Hemp Company. These guys are somewhat new. We hooked up with them a year or two ago. They make really great CBD products. These are the sugar scrubs. They do massage oil. They have small bottle balms is what I would call. It's kind of a roll on, so you can trigger, for trigger areas to roll on. And these guys, their products are very popular. They're down in the Asheville area, North Carolina, Asheville. I've been talking about them a lot because they're becoming the East Coast hemp world. No, I don't want to say that. Anyway, because Kentucky is the Midwest capital of hemp right now, but Asheville alone in North Carolina they're doing their part. They're doing their part. And the next company, I believe, is in Asheville as well. That's the Swine Army, with the little. These are little Chillum lighter holders. The Super Duty one you can see has like a little little grinder, and a little poker. And so that's a nice little hemp product for those out there that enjoy their smokables as well. And again, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they are down in the Asheville area as well. They've been around for a couple. Well, I'm not sure how long they've been around. We've been carrying their products for a couple of years at least, and they also do very well. But we just got a fresh batch in, so this is the Sharonville store today is what they have.
Get in there.
And the last but not least, because I was in the back room, so hemp products from the back room. I wish we had enough to add a section for that. This is the locking storage. Not that it necessarily should be in the back room, because if you want to have a locking little case, these are probably 6 inches by 6 inches, maybe 3 inches deep. Estimate wise, but they do have a little lock on rolling lock on the front. They are smell proof, so to speak. These guys are trying to recover from customs taking their products coming from China.
Wow.
Claiming that they were in fact marijuana products. And so they don't come with any marijuana, folks, if you think that's true.
It doesn't look like marijuana. It looks like a case.
It's a whole case of marijuana. I mean, hemp. Anyway, and so, I'm doing my best to support them and their company, and hopefully they can recover and get back into supplying this product. Which I think, some parents would want for any reason. Honestly, if you really want to protect your kids from thing that you have in the house, or to keep it from someone else, whatever, the little locking case is hopefully going to do it. If your kids break into that, then I think you have bigger issues. And the last, my personal everyday product, so to speak, that I use is the Dasusura. This is the Hemp Backpack up top is a backpack today. I think next week I am going to do a spill your bag and point out all the hemp products. I'm not going to add or reduce anything more than what I normally would have in the bag. Could do it today. I could have done it weeks ago. All the hemp products I carry on a daily basis with me. But that is my daily backpack. And then I've got down in the left-hand corner, that is the Joe Rogan fanny pack, which I think is no longer available. I think they sold out of those. But crazy as it sounds, when we travel, I take the little Joe Rogan fanny pack, and it carries my camera and all the stuff that if we're out. I don't know if sometimes I wear it as a fanny pack. Sometimes I just throw it over my shoulder as a bag, but it's a great little bag, one way or another. And then over to the right, those are kind of those are fight shorts that actually do fight, but I use them as my night shorts. So they're not fight shorts, they're night shorts, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. And so, not that I can't. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so those are really nice. They're kind of Velcro. There's no pockets. Again, they're a fight short. The true. They are a fight company, I would say, that uses all hemp, and they've added. Now they have gym bags in different sizes. They have hemp towels, and again, they have a hemp gi. And so, are someone who currently is looking to get into karate or some type of martial arts, I should say, and you want to wear hemp, DS Gear. It's pretty easy. That's their website, DS Gear. That's where I get it from. I have thought about carrying their products in the store. Their minimums are kind of high, but at this point, we might start getting a bag or two here, and getting in the store because this stuff is so great. Again, I've been carrying the backpack every day, probably every day almost since I got it. And I want to estimate 3 years ago, replaced my last hemp backpack, which was a really nice one too. It was hard to get rid of, but I needed to move on. I think I had a strap going bad or something. And so this stuff is true quality, really well made. And again, I think from the geese to all the material, again, the hemp fiber, and the reason it's good for a gi or for clothing, period, is that it is antimicrobial, antibacterial. No, is that right? I believe so. But again, it's all the good antis, I like to say. The antis you want in your life, so to speak. And this has been proven that hemp fiber is good for this. Nurses, scrubs, all scrubs, doctor scrubs should be made out of industrial hemp. It's a much better, cleaner, naturally working. We're trying to get there, sooner as opposed to later, but that's what we want to do. So there you have it, folks. That is the product spotlights from the store and from my door. Man, I am in one serious rhyming mood. I want you eventually to cut up all my rhymes that I've been coming up with in this episode.
There you go.
And I want to see what kind of poet I am. I should have said I'm a poet, and I know it because that's an old one. But anyway.
By the way, let's say hi to everybody watching on Facebook. Katie is watching on Facebook, as is Carrie and Kay. Thank you for checking out the show. Every Wednesday, of course, noon Eastern Time on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page. Like it and comment and all that stuff. And maybe Facebook will deem it necessary to show you that the show is actually on and that things are happening.
It's true.
They will
Here
assume you're a fan because, of course, you're a fan because you love the show. And why wouldn't you? And of course, one of the reasons you love the show is because you want to see what Beach is wearing. What
are you wearing, Beach?
Are you wearing, Beach? In today's beachwear segment.
It's true. Here we go, folks. It has happened. The Kentucky Wildcats, my favorite basketball team, favorite team, period. It's like Kentucky Wildcats up here. Indeed. And everybody else I root for or like down here is playing tonight. And so, of course, I have to wear Kentucky blue the best that I can. And so from the head up, you will see this lovely hemp hat made by Headcase. There were maybe phase made. Rob Mosley, who is now a hemp farmer in Kentucky. I've mentioned his name before. He was Kentucky Hemp Farmers or Kentucky Hemp Outfitters clothing in a store in Louisville. Now a hemp farmer. One of the first times I talked to him, we had a love for the Wildcats, and he said, "Beach, I'm gonna send you a couple of these hat made. You can't sell them in the store. It's not officially licensed. Blah blah blah." But he gifted them to me, and I have one which is a wreck. I mean, like just a hat that looks like someone's worn every day, and then I have this one. I have this one, which looks brand new, and I break out on special occasions. And so, that's fun. Compare the two, honestly. And then I have another one in a different color coordination. But anyway, on the head is, 100% Kentucky, as it says, Hemp Wildcats. And then my jacket is a hemp hoodlamb, but it's they're really thick and warm as well. Got a lot of pockets inside. And so there is me wearing one of my favorite hemp hoodies because it is Kentucky blue, of course. And then my shirt is a Young Maven Viscous Kentucky blue, so to speak, shirt. And then the button fly jeans, natural jeans that I have on were made by a company called Hemp Inc., which I'm sure doesn't exist anymore because Hemp Inc., I believe, one of the hemp companies that's now trading online, and I do not believe they make button-fly jeans. And so I'm not sure how long I've had these, but it's a company that was called Hemp Inc. At the time. I'd like to believe that they made it they're doing that, but I'd also like to believe they're making enough money to make hemp jeans again, if that's the case. And then you've got I was mentioning the fresh Satori gear. Well, we did just get in the briefs from them. So I do have a new boxer brief company to talk about, which is Satori, because of course I had to grab some of these for myself. But these are now in the 3 different colors. I think a reddish, a green, and a black. And I should know that. And then the Satori with the Kentucky blue hemp leaves, and these Sauconys are part of the Saucony vegan line. And so these are vegan shoes, so to speak, hemp main material that they used for them. And there's a couple different styles of Sauconys out there that you will find in their vegan line of shoes, I believe. And have it, folks, if you woke up this morning saying, "What are you wearing, Beach?" My answer,
you know.
Now you know.
The mystery has been solved.
It's true. It's true.
Indeed. So, what is going on in the
let's
wide
move
world
on.
of hemp?
What is on in the wild world of hemp? That is a very good question. I don't think much has changed from last week. Same events. This weekend is the Industrial Hemp Farm Summit in Delaware, Ohio. Again, here's a ticket link, a link for more information on our main page, dates and whatnot. That is this Saturday at 11 o'clock. I think the doors open at 10. 11. Speaking, I even did this really fun keynote presentation thing. Electronics and speaking usually I'll have to look at it stuff. So I
hate to cut you off, Beach, but and I apologize to people watching on Facebook. We're having some severe technical issues from the Sharonville hemp quarters up
setting
north. Hopefully that those have worked out. You're back now. You cut out for a good 10 seconds, but hopefully it's better now. There's been a kind of a drag on the signal in the last minute or two coming from hemp quarters. Hopefully that is resolved. If it is not, that's beyond my control either way, but hopefully. So back to what you were saying, Beach, about the speech you're going to be making and all that.
Yes, my speech will be incorporating some electronic devices, and again, we'll be bringing them.
Hopefully, it'll work better than this is working right now.
It's going to be a really good event. Did I break up again?
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is.
Is it too much?
What's changed? It's just sometimes it hits. It's I don't know. Usually it works itself out, but this has been pretty severe the last couple minutes. I don't know if the Russians are attacking or what's going on, but
it's probably something going on in my building.
It could be.
Could be.
Anyway, again,
should I talk really fast?
Yeah, that's much information as you can. But you seem to be back now, so please continue, Beach, with the hemp news and events.
Hemp Summit, Saturday. Also Saturday, New York Hemp Lab in Rochester, New York. December 2nd in Wisconsin for the Wisconsin Farm Bureau state annual meeting at the Kalahari Resorts. They will have a discussion, a couple hour, 2 to 4 p.m. discussion on industrial hemp, what happened in the state with industrial hemp. And in February, again, the Asian Summit. Go to today, didn't find this, and the Deep Green building, which is in Poland as well. And then in April 13th and 14th, the Hemp Expo, these guys are looking for people still to get set up and have booths there. This is being put on by the Kentucky KY Hemp. And so you can find them on Facebook. And so if you have a scene, you're around in the area and you want to have a booth in Louisville in April at the National Hemp Expo, touch with them and go from there. Hopefully they will be happy to have you. And you can sell some hemp products and get your hemp product out there, because that's what we like in the world. And that's what we're looking for. Excuse me. Holding that cough in a while. I was hoping that it would cut out and I could cough.
We got all of that.
We got all the cough. Oh, if the electronics could only read my mind and only cut out when I wanted them to.
Yes.
And so anyway, that's basically what I got for the event section.
Awesome.
And so yeah, we're cruising right along despite of Facebook's or the software or whatever it is. Glitches. I shouldn't say Facebook because it's probably not. It has nothing to do with them. It's probably my fault in this building that's causing the glitches.
Is somewhere along the interwebs, somewhere between the connection between me and you, there's a disconnect, because I pull your signal from outside.
So many disconnects
of where I am, and it's amazing technology, but there are going to be hiccups. Obviously, I'm sure people who watch Facebook videos and stuff like that, they're pretty used to things going on.
We can only hope. And you know, if you're used to me, then you're probably used to disconnect. And so
there you go.
Because I think that if there is a way to describe the way I connect, sometimes it would be disconnecting. Anyway, oh shoot. Anyway, so we move on to the Ask Beach Anything part of the last segment of the show. And this week again, we couldn't find any questions out there from the internet, so to speak. And I tried to post some stuff and we tried to do it. But, the internet always brings me questions that I think are relevant. So that's why I pay attention to these things, so I can ask questions for you that I know you want the answers to.
Yes.
It's just how I do things. And this week's question comes from a discussion on the internet about basically what does the hemp extension on the current Agricultural Act mean? And so, although it is in a stalemate because politicians are playing if they sign it before the end of the year, it'll be the Agricultural Act of 2018. It'll probably somehow carry over into 2019 somehow. And Agricultural Act of 2000. The industrial hemp part of it is safe. And so what it does a couple things. What it does is, the big thing it does is it takes industrial hemp off the controlled substance list. And so hemp farmers will never have to get approval from the DEA as long as that seed has been classified as an industrial hemp cultivar, so to speak. And there are, I know, probably over 150 internationally registered hemp cultivars. I'm not saying that all those are going to be under 0.4% because they may not be paying attention to that in Germany or the Ukraine or China for that matter. If the fiber gets here safely, it doesn't matter how much THC. But again, these are all in the inner standards are 0.3%. So I just assume that if it is industrial hemp, they're going on the international standards. Whoever set those, the UN probably, on industrial hemp. And then in this country alone now, because we've been growing industrial hemp for 4 years in a lot of states, we probably have, there may be 50, not 50, maybe 15 to 30, I don't know, seeds that have already been removed from the controlled substance list by the DEA. Any cultivar that was grown in the state of Kentucky from 2014 to this year would be an acceptable cultivar to be grown industrial hemp wise, except for the one that tested 0.5%, and they burnt that one. And then I would assume that seed may have then been taken off of the accepted list in Kentucky because of that. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened with that, but all the others, up to the 12,000 acres that were grown just recently, had to have been approved by the DEA to be grown in Kentucky anyway. And so those are known cultivars. Some of those I believe are international, but I believe at this point are now what we consider domestic industrial hemp seed. And so that's saying that's huge. That means all 50, if it's more or less again been accepted as an internationally accepted industrial hemp seed, then it can be grown, and they don't have to go through the federal government to get it approved and in the ground. The worst part of it, and I disagree with this as well, because this is just stupid, is the fact that if you have a felony of any cannabis-related charge, you are exempt from growing industrial hemp. Now, I want to tell you the most ridiculous part of this on the face of it is, if you have a felony charge for anything else and you're free, you can grow hemp.
Wow.
And so the amount of frustration to point cannabis felons to not being able to grow industrial hemp, but not any other felon. It's not, to me is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to buy industrial hemp from a rapist. I don't want to buy industrial hemp from someone who's killed somebody. I don't want to buy industrial hemp from a known thief. But I would sure trust the word of a cannabis person regardless. And so I think that's the most ridiculous part of it. I do think that, we might have to put up with that ridiculous clause for 4 years and then see what happens to the next agricultural, or to see what happens alone. Hopefully, between now and then anyway, industrial hemp will take a further legalization mode where, again, it just becomes as legal as lettuce, as I've heard people say, legal as corn, legal as every other plant that any other farmer wants to grow. Industrial hemp will join that. And when the farmer looks down the choices of what he wants to put in rotation this year, industrial hemp will be on the list. And if he wants to grow industrial hemp, then he will.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to, the funny thing is I'm not trying to force any farmers to grow it. I just think that they do want it as a choice. It's a choice. The benefits are well known, and so therefore, why would we not grow it domestically? We did up until 1937. We should be now even more than what we were doing in 1930s. In 1937, we were only growing for fiber.
Yeah,
that was it. They weren't growing for grain. They weren't growing for CBD. That's for dang sure. So, we have this whole grain industry now, this whole food, fuel, grain industry that to take advantage of, pure and simple. I love fiber, but I know it's not going to be fiber. And so, whatever was being grown in Kentucky, really different now. And so, that's kind of where we are with that. With the hemp extension of the current Agricultural Act, which has not been voted on because they stalemated it before the election. And so
Mitch McConnell has
I,
guaranteed that hemp will be
he has
included.
guaranteed. That's right. That's
Power.
why I'm guaranteeing it. Yeah, that is right. And so that's why I'm going to guarantee it. I'm going on old Mitchy boy.
That's right. Say what you want about Mitch
Love,
McConnell, but on the hemp thing, he's really he's been a force. That's for sure.
yeah. Yeah. It's like an asterisk. I call it an asterisk. He's a hemp asterisk in the political scene. Because I'm not sure. I mean, I guess he listened to the history when he was in Kentucky of industrial hemp, and he saw the profits in it. He always said it would be the Republicans one way or another, because it's all about making money. And so you see the financial that you can make, and that can turn a Republican stance on just about anything. And we're there now. We've got a little bit further to go, but we're getting there. And industrial hemp is proving, and all this being been since 2014 under the 2014 Agricultural Act, that it is indeed something that should be a farmer's choice. Pure and simple. And so there you have it, folks. The episode 11 of the High Noon Hemp Show
in the hemp book
is back in the hemp book.
Make sure, of course, you go to hemptations.com for locations, get into the stores, holiday shopping. I know it's cliche to say that your Christmas shopping days or your holiday shopping days are running out, but they are. That's why it's a cliche, because it's true. So let's get into Hemptations today.
Yes. Get into it today. It's true. And as I like to say, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp.
Absolutely. See you all next week. Thanks. Peace.